signs. If you have God, the celestials, like the angels and cosmic beings guiding you directly, either for a brief period of time or over a long period of time. When this is the case, the reasons are always important. It's typically to prevent something from happening or encourage something to happen. So the signs of the archangels, this is going to be broken up into two categories. First, the signs of when archangels are around you, and the next slides are going to be when they are assigned as personal guides. So signs when they're around you: music, songs that pop into your head suddenly, turning the radio on to song lyrics that seem significant to your current life, or turning on the radio and it's the same song that popped into your head recently. Listen to the lyrics. It's usually a message or something to encourage you or remind you of. Birds, close proximity, flying into your home, of course alive, and also of course feathers that are in unusual places, because we can find feathers pretty much everywhere. But again, all the signs will be unique and to catch your attention, not typical. Doves and eagles are significant indicators of important change approaching, so watch out for those. Usually it's going doves like in pairs or something that's going to be unusual. And eagles are pretty rare unless you're living in a place that it's more prominent. The number 4, they will be everywhere. The triple 4s, time on your microwave, stopped, time on your clock, waking up at that time. So anytime you see numbers, it's always going to be something that catches your attention. Flashes and sparks in your peripheral vision, various colors. There are websites out there that are really helpful. I know Doreen Virtue is notable for knowing about angels, so you might want to check her out. But this is something that it's in the corner of your eye and it's very quick, but it's extremely noticeable. Cloud formations, shaped like wings and angelic. Everybody loves cloud watching. When you see this, you will know it. It won't be something where you're trying to make it look like that, or it sort of looks like that. When you see a cloud formation, angelic, you will definitely know it. And actually, you might want to Google some of the images that people have taken. They're pretty extraordinary. Some have been artistically enhanced, but they're pretty good about letting you know. But the ones that aren't are pretty extraordinary. Temperature change, feeling a warm or heat glow. When cool or suddenly cold, it's not uncomfortable but refreshing. And I clarify this because cool or cold is associated with paranormal, and with the paranormal, you usually get, some of those like uncomfortable, maybe sometimes creepy feeling, dense. That's not what this is. This is kind of like turning the air conditioner on when you're hot, that kind of feeling. It's very refreshing. And the warmer heat glow, it is it's actually a pretty extraordinary feeling. It feels like someone's completely giving you a big hug. So watch out for those. Mental images or dreams of large wings wrapped around you. So some of these mental images can be just for a few seconds, or they could be part of like the end of a vivid dream of something else, but it will be angelic associated. And sweet and earthy smells. As most know, that sweet and earthy smells are very specific, and it's not going to be associated with the loved one's cologne or perfume. It could be a flower smell. what's an earthy smell? I'm not sure, but that's what I received. So sweet and earthy smells are specific to the archangels. Signs archangels are your life guide. These will include what we just discussed as far as the signs of angels, and the following signs will be very specific to when they are assigned as a life guide. All right, so the clues will start at an early age, and these will not be clues that are part of your environment, like going to church or cartoons or from neighbors. These are going to be clues that defy explanation of how you would know something like this, or if your child is talking about angels. Again, it's not going to be something that you taught them or they could know. Also, signs of angels will never be to harm another in their name or God's. There is no exception to this rule, period. Birthdays. Check your birthday. The number 4 being linked to it. I gave an example here. Also, check significant events when you were born, like a ship being named after an archangel or a seraphim. Check, it will be multiple ways that it's going to be linked. Visions, experiencing dream communications to introduce themselves. At some point, if you have an archangel or a seraphim that is guiding you as part of, as your life guide, at some point you're going to get an introduction, and it will be, one of the ways is going to be through a dream vision. Visuals of colorful orbs seen in including photos. These are usually associated with paranormal. The distinguishing clue will be colorful orbs. Also, they will be much larger than normal. So go through your photos again, because a lot of people might associate that with relatives or ghosts. So look for colorful orbs. It could be light pastels or something more significant. I'm pretty sure red orbs are going to be their own category, and but they're going to be much larger than normal. And I think that they're pretty much going to be more like the shimmery light colors. Childhood, fascination at an early age, such as knowing an angelic name that defies explanation. Elementary school pictures, again, it defies explanation, and it's not part of your normal environment. On rare occasions, and I have heard several people talk to me about this, they may appear in physical form and speak to you directly. And this is not part of, like, the car accident where they come. That's not to be discounted, but this is more specific to them walking up to you or talking to you in a what you would call a normal environment, and they know everything about you. The messages will be timely, important. Their presence will be unique, unusual. You will feel automatically comforted by them, even though they know about you things that defy explanation. That you're just going to have a very comforted feeling in their company, but it will definitely catch your attention. Ascended Master signs. When assigned as personal guides, if you have signs of Ascended Masters, it is not temporary. They are assigned as guides. The only time that it will be temporary is if you are receiving a very specific message. Intuition or rare ability, born with or developed at a later age. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Numbers in triplicate. Threes are the signs of the masters. 33, 3333. Triple zeros, and exception is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sequential numbers. But again, you'll probably see this in triplicate. The color red, which I know for some people might be a little confusing because it's typically associated with purple, but not always. I do believe that this has to do with the fact that the red is associated with the root chakra, and a lot of the masters are associated with root races. This will be seen, heard, or experienced in a very undeniable way. And there's the examples like 3 red cars with 3s on the license plate, the name red and the vanity. It's 3 cars that are exactly the same. Again, it will be something that's going to stand out in a very undeniable way. The next clue is a very unusual clue. It's also extremely specific to this grouping. And if you do not know what this means, it will say that you most likely do not have an ascended master as a personal guide. So I'm going to let this clue kind of speak for itself, because those that do have an ascended master, they will feel like they finally just got an answer. Focused on self-enlightenment as a way of life, as opposed to a temporary, I call it fast food Buddhism, those that are going from one book to another, trying to seek, which is wonderful and it's great, any type of self-awareness is wonderful, but this is a dedicated way of life. Repeating words or names. If you are hearing in your mind, you're of course with the intuition or otherwise, repeating words or names are going to be over a period of time, get you to the point where you're bothered because you have no idea what it means, and you'll start researching it. One thing will lead to another, and usually you're going to be researching the ascended masters. This is the direct association of who is guiding you, and that's what those words and names mean. Cosmic beings. 5, 5, 5, 5. We'll get to it. If you have a cosmic being that is temporarily or assigned as a life guide, such as an Arcturian or a Pleiadian, you will have already been fascinated with the cosmos and you have already done research on it. This video, I promise you, would not be the first one. There's not as many, but they're all very significant. The most significant out of all of them is the first one, the number 5. Fifth dimension. You're going to see this everywhere. It is going to absolutely just walk out, jump out in front of you until it gets your attention. The number 5, it's not going to be associated with you personally, like birth dates, like with the angels. This is environmentally. And I'm telling you, you're going to see it for license plates. It could be on your own license, on receipts, nickels falling on the floor. It will get your attention. Owls. Now, owls are associated with the subconscious mind, 1. And if you do have any association with UFOs or you're interested in the cosmos, you should look up the totem of owls. It's going to be really interesting. UFO sightings have been linked to owls, and again, like hearing or seeing not typical people who have had personal experiences have talked about this too, which I found out not that long ago. Dragonflies. This is a clue for me that I recently discovered was linked to this, and I would see dragonflies. I actually had a dragonfly land on my finger at a busy hotel by the beach where they're not really associated with. Again, you should look up the totem animals for dragonflies. It's very, very interesting. Unconscious communications, vivid dreams, having conversations. So if you're familiar with vivid dreaming, this is uh, like you are there. You feel like you're absolutely in this environment and you are having a communication. You are in an exploration, out of body experiences or astral traveling. But since they are um, very talented and skilled, we'll say, this is going to be an opportunity for them to communicate with you. Electronic distortions and anomalies to create awareness. Now, this is not the same as associated with the paranormal. Um, you're not going to have that like creepy feeling stared at kind of thing going on. You might feel stared at, but it's a whole different ball game. It's not with all of the other clues with paranormal. You know, you're freezing, you feel creeped out. You know, dense, thick energy. This is a whole different thing. Another example of this can be street lights, driving down the road and like 3 of the street lights just go out or turn on. Also, watch when your television is paused just randomly to see what the numbers are. Okay, I find it very interesting um, how they use numbers to communicate with you in all of the groupings. And also look at your photos when you are, the more awareness that you have, you might be finding some interesting developments in your photos. So check those out. You gotta love that picture, right? So I have an association with lions and God, and I gotta tell you, that photo is just, it's like one of my new favorite photos. So he's hugging a lioness. Okay. All right. So this is when God, Source, Allah, whatever you decide to call God, is guiding you directly. And this can be for a short period of time to help you through something, or over a long period of time, depending. Our relationship with God is very personal. When God is guiding you directly, it's a big deal. And so pay attention, because the coincidences and the synchronicity is everywhere, anywhere, and very extraordinary. Of course, this is God. Detours to bring you someplace important. This could be to meet somebody, to experience something that's directly linked to the reason of why God is guiding you. Um, Opening a book randomly. This is called stitchomancy. And you feel compelled to open up a book from your own bookshelf or in a bookstore, and randomly to any page, or a book falls open to any page, and it seems to be like a personal message from you. Believe me, God can do it. So have nothing is ridiculous in this category. And if you have any type of limitation and idea around this, you're going to miss some important clues. Remember, this is God. God can do anything. And I have seen God has sent me messages where it defies logic. Like you suddenly go out and you see like 10 license plates, and each one lined up creates a sentence, like that kind of thing. So have no restrictions of how this would show up. Okay. uh, the number sevens in triplicity is associated with God. And I want to share with you my personal experiences, because it's the best way to give the idea. I have gone to 3 different stores, of course, 3 creation, where one store they had a price check, and I decided, okay, I don't want it. And then it ended up being totaled, $7.77. The next store that I go to, the receipt number is 777, while 2 cars pull in on either side with 777s, and then you go to the next store and your change happens to be 777 because something happened to be on sale that was so it's going to get your attention. Flashes of white, gold, and pinks are specific. They may sometimes be associated, or if you've had them already, associated with archangels, which is fine. They're personas of God, but these colors are specific to God: white, gold, and pinks. Or you might be getting a present from somebody that happens to, have that as the color theme. Repeating patterns. Hearing or seeing names associated with a current situation, self-explanatory. Songs. Here's how it differs from the angels. They are songs about keeping your faith or to inspire, as opposed to songs just kind of popping into your head. With the angels, it's more like guidance, and it's bringing you someplace or whatever the idea. But this is, with God, it's specific to keeping faith or to inspire you. Vivid dreams of a loved one are always orchestrated by God. So I included this because if you are being guided by God, again, temporarily or for a long period of time, you might have a visitation dream of a loved one. And I want to make sure that you know to combine that and not to have that as something separate. Hence, again, in any of the groupings, the signs will not be typical. It appears to get you, they will get your attention. Coincidence and timing that defies logical explanation. And I know that that is part of what a coincidence is, but we're going above and beyond and ongoingly. It's not just going to be once. And all or most have happened. So it wouldn't just be like one time you see the number 44. These are going to be, pretty dominant signs to look for. Helpful hints where you can find them. Clocks, time. Look at your receipts. License plates that are around you or cut you off instead of giving them the finger. Maybe you want to just read the plate and see if there's a reason. Instead of getting road rage, it might be like, Archangel Raphael says hello. You can put your shotgun away. Coins and change. This is usually associated with loved ones. When it's not, we'll use Archangels. 1944 comes out and the price is $44 at the grocery store, something like that. Watch the names that repeat over and over. You hear something that's going on in your life, and let's say you prayed to God about a guy named Bob, and you hear someone walk up to you and they turn around and they yell Bob, and then you hear, Bob over the over the microphone in the store. So watch for the names, including names of places. Watch nature. If it's out of the ordinary, like seeing a pair of yellow monarch butterflies 2 days in a row at the exact same time, or flying around your feet, something like that. And also your mileage odometer, any place where there's numbers. I will tell you though that when these signs appear, you don't need these helpful hints. So they do know how to send a message for sure. So to conclude, at some point in our life, we do all need some extra love. We need that roadmap to guide us. If you're not being guided by an ascended master or an angel, at some point in your life, you will be guided by God. The trick is that you got to ask, and you got to ask directly. Every time I ask God for help, I am always answered. And I will tell you, have a sense of humor because God has one, and you're going to need it when the coincidences arrive because God does like to make us laugh. It's the most joyful, highest vibration of all sounds is humor. So have a sense of humor and ask directly or ask the angels. You will be answered. Ask the Pleiades, ask the Arcturians or the Ascended Masters to give you a message. They're all very loving. They're here to help us so we can complete our journey and be the best possible versions of ourselves. So ask. You will be answered. Then pay attention to the signs. Namaste, everybody. And thank you for watching. I'm going to be uploading more and more videos on the goal of what big media is about, and what I'm working on achieving is bringing awareness to others in areas that have either been mistranslated. I call it the cut and paste regurgitation. There's a lot of information out there, folks, that is not true. I'm doing a YouTube video on twin mates. I don't know what happened. I don't know how this happened. Someone started replacing the word soulmate with twin mates, and I will tell you, it's dangerous. You can stall someone's life out. Watch channeled messages. That's why I put that one out there. And also to create awareness of our friends in the cosmos, not to keep everything as separate as, aliens or angels and God. It's all part of the big plan and what we're doing. An alien is an Arcturian or a Pleiadian. So it's about creating awareness. So watch my other videos and see what you think, and let me know. Comment. Or you can contact me directly with your thoughts or something that you there's my website, and I appreciate everybody who's watched this, and enjoy, and namaste, everybody. Again, thank you.